shit, Wula posted this like, oh no. He's going there to who's this, Gilbert Wu, to the last Nico, to the leader of the worms. I forgot his name. And he's like, okay boys, why do we need this Ryuki kid again? Ryuki? Isn't his name? Nah, he took an L. It's Ryuki now. The Kengan Reddit channel. Oh lord, oh lord, oh lord. We're gonna be looking at a few posts from the Kengan channel. So saddle up, get ready for some spicy and salty takes. Right. First take. Oh boy, we're gonna start off with a very interesting one here. Asura near-death Oma post-heart implant, I'm guessing that's what the PI stands for, was able to parry a few of Kuroki's blows, and Lo Long comes in and overwhelms this beefed up post-implant Oma with absolute ease, and people still sleep on him. Alright, so Lo Long is easily top 10, top 5 characters in the series. I think any reasonable person can see that. There are constant comparisons to him and Ryan, and him and Joruta. Now, the thing with Joruta, we all know it, is directly compared to Kuroki. Kuroki himself says Jotaro, the gentle giant, is just as strong as him. Like, at that point, is there really a discussion, right? Lo Long is clearly a top tier. Now, why he's probably not as liked is more than likely because Lo Long, he didn't challenge Oma the way everyone thought he would, right? Like, people were expecting, I don't know, I really don't know, like some hardcore, I mean, this was kind of hardcore, but I guess more is basically how I can summarize it, right? Because it seems as though it was a high diff battle, it seems as though Oma kind of, got off easy a bit here, right? Like, it wasn't as hard as it was supposed to be, basically. So I can understand people not liking Lo Long. Personally, I love him. He's one of my favorite characters. But he was so overhyped. Like, this man, he went to hell and back. He looked Satan in the face and slapped him and got away with it. He could probably beat Goku. He has the highest win record in the verse. Everything about Lo Long was just straight gas. And we come in and people, they're expecting straight fire. It's time to put that gas to work. And it seems as though the fight itself wasn't worth the gas, basically, all in all. But again, Lo Long, still one of the best fighters in the verse. Anyone who says otherwise, they capping, right? Like, it's pure cap, let's be honest. My brothers wake up. The strongest character just got leaked in Family Guy. I don't watch Family Guy, I've heard of it, seen a little bit of it. Seen a few funny clips, but overall, don't watch it. But, man, Julius Wu, oh man, I don't know. This is just pure cap. Next. What do you think is happening here with Gao Lang? Now, this does look like pre-initiative or foresight of some sort, right? Like, clearly Gao Lang is predicting what Kano's about to do here, right? Like, let's be honest. So, I guess, what does anyone else have to say about this, right? Because, again, I'm pretty shallow when it comes to this type of stuff, so here it is. Here's an answer. He predicted Fang to go for a low kick, and in order to prevent that, he went in the clutch. The reply to that: the homie was about to commit an act of violence, so he prevented him from being in legal trouble. Gao Lang hugged him to smooth his anger with affection. That's the real answer, guys. That's actually the real answer. What diff is this gonna be? Oh lord, what are we doing? What are we doing, Kuroki? What are you doing, kids? Kids? Oh man. You know, if the connector is like hundreds of years old, this is what the connector be doing. If the connector is like that ancient, like unless they're doing like the connector is doing the thing where they're speaking to another person and transferring memories. If the connector is actually like old as hell, this is how the connector be operating. But this panel, this is so stupid. This is so dumb. Lula, do you think you guys sorry. Do you guys think he'll get another fight in Kengan Omega lols? Oh man, the hateful long just doesn't end. I mean, look, if we're not joking, right? If this is, because looks like it's clearly a joke, right? But on a more serious note, like, sure, he has to have a fight. Like, my dude is one of the strongest characters in the entire series. Like, there has to be a really good reason as to why he wouldn't be in the final tournament of the series. Because it's like, everyone's gonna be there, basically, right? So, Lolong, he has to pull up. It's like not having Ryan or fucking Jotaro. Is Jotaro's entire purpose in the series gonna be that he got... Oh, that would be painful. That would be painful. Like, we don't even have that many grapplers in the story. I think it's like Cosmo, Masaki, I think that's what you call him, and Cosmo, that's it. And you have Jotaro, who's like basically Kuroki level, and they're coming back. Like, there's no way. Speaking of Masaki, who you got on this matchup? Alright, Masaki versus Adam Dudley. Oh boy, this one, I'm gonna be honest, right? If we're looking at like the Omega version of Adam Dudley and basically KenganAsura Masaki, Adam Dudley is stronger, right? He is. Like, I think there's very little evidence to say that he's weaker than Masaki. The problem with Masaki is that he's a masochist, right? And there's always that problem of that if you don't outright kill him, you're probably gonna lose, right? Because the damage you do to him doesn't necessarily affect him that much, right? It's not like he's a normal human and he'll eventually run out of energy. The guy, he's just, it's stupid how much punishment he can take, right? And how much he can keep moving forward and keep enjoying the fight. And that's really the problem with fighting against Masaki, right? I think Masaki probably wins 7 out of 10 times, right? The 3 times Adam Dudley just doesn't give him a chance and he overwhelms him, right? And he just, I don't know, kills him, right? Adam would have to do things very quickly so that things don't get out of control, right? Because giving Masaki some time to do his thing is just, it's not a good idea. Just ask Jotaro. Ask Jotaro how that went for him, right? So I really do think Masaki probably has a far better chance of beating Adam Dudley, to be completely honest. Even though Adam Dudley is stronger in my opinion, it's just not that simple, unfortunately, for Masaki. But let's see what other people say. Meguro, of course, Masaki. I would say Adam hits hard as fuck. Oh boy. And he's not going to stand there and let himself be thrown. But I'm sure his improvements are enough to put Masaki down. There is the fact that he has dealt with a grappler before, like he does spar with Cosmo, so that could give him an edge, a bit of an edge, I would say, right? That counts for something for Adam. So that experience would help him as well. I just don't think it's enough personally, right? I really don't. I do think Adam would put up a decent fight, okay? But yeah, not too sure he's got many reliable options here aside from trying to choke Masaki out. Yeah, right. Which is quite dangerous to attempt. Yeah, like it sounds stupid. It really does. Probably high diff with my boy M winning more times than not. So we're around the same, thought process with this one. Next is Megori mid-high. I don't know Adam if he can stop someone like him. Mutemba killed him to stop the fight. Otherwise, he was still fighting that monster today. Yeah, he would still be fighting him. Like that's the thing with Masaki. Again, he just doesn't stop. That's the problem. He doesn't stop. He enjoys it. Like Jotaro, if Jotaro couldn't do it, Adam Dudley isn't doing it. Next post. Okay, so while I absolutely believe Agito was Kuroki's hardest fight, I believe these two moments might have been the closest he could have come to potentially losing. Particularly Rei was, as he was completely off guard and his foresight was rusty. Let's get into it. I don't know about the rusty bit, because the reason why Kuroki didn't see it coming was because it was out of his prediction, right? Like, he didn't think it was going to be such a drastic change in like pace, and that's mainly because what is this? Queen Bee did his thing, right? So I don't think there was anything wrong with his foresight. It's just that, like, there's no way Kuroki could have accounted for that in his like foresight or pre-initiative. It just doesn't happen. But let's see what happened. Had Rei went for the ball, he'd be advancing to the next round unless Kuroki could tech it. Of course, he would tech something like that. Had Kuroki not guarded the Demon's Bane, it would have been a double KO unless Kuroki could tank it, of course. I don't know where Oma slid in. I guess I'm guessing the comparison is, I don't know, Demon's Bane level type of thing. Like getting hit in the nuts would be the same as getting hit by Demon's Bane, which oh my god. The thing with Rei, unfortunately, is that he wants to be, well, it's not unfortunate, he just wants to be a martial artist, right? Because he was an assassin. If he had gone straight at Kuroki as an assassin, you could say he could have won, but maybe Kuroki would have basically had that in his calculations, right? So, oh, I know you're gonna try to kill me, so I'm gonna guard these areas like no matter what, right? Like, so Kuroki could have done that. It's just hard. But yeah, Rei does technically, I would say, at least on paper, it does sound like Rei would have a better chance if he was just going for the kill. Unfortunately, he was going for beating Kuroki properly, right? Like, he wanted to be a better martial artist, and unfortunately, Kuroki, he was just ahead of him, right? He was just ahead of him in almost every way, right? Like, yeah, I think so. Had Kuroki not gotten against Demon's Bane, it would have been a double KO. Demon's Bane is nasty, right? I think it's one of the strongest attacks in the series. Could he tank it? The problem with Kuroki's durability, right, is that we don't know how good like his tanking skills are, right? Because I think Wakatsuki was able to not like fully tank it, but it took 2 attempts with Wakatsuki, and Wakatsuki just didn't figure out what was happening. At least that's how I remember KenganAsura. I need to reflect on that. But say it took 2, right? For the sake of argument, it took 2 to take out Wakatsuki. Unfortunately, Wakatsuki's endurance is probably the best in the series, right? Like, evidence with Faye. I don't think Kuroki could take the same amount of punishment as Wakatsuki did against Faye, of course. But Kuroki isn't a tanking type of fighter, unfortunately. He just isn't that. He dodges most of the time. He strikes most of the time. He's more of a thinker. It's just not his forte. So he probably could get KO'd. Probably, right? If like he didn't block, he didn't dodge, he didn't do any of this stuff. It's possible, right? I would say 40% possible, right? Let's see what he says here. Don't get me wrong. Setsuna and Agito in particular put him through the ringer. Okay. However, it seems like he always had an answer for them no matter what. Rei's first blitz, even though the rest was pretty well stooped. Oh, well, okay. Forgive me for my English. He had almost nothing for, and had Rei got a better hit, he could have ended it. Okay. He had almost nothing for, and had Rei got a better hit, he could have ended it. It's like, on paper this does sound nice, but I feel like Kuroki, he missed. There's a good chance that would have happened, right? It is what it is. Oh boy. Why is the worm even interested in Ryuki? Oh boy, Ryuki's in the mud. Oh no. They're supposed to be the next leader. If Shed seems perfectly fine. Okay. So, they're asking you like, alright, why is Ryuki still here? Why don't the worm just throw in the towel and be like, nah, this kid's a lost cause. My man lost to a nobody. Get out of here. Who is this guy? Ko who? How dare does the Omega lose like this? Oh, man. And you can tell the connector was salty, too. But, to be completely honest, I don't think it's a matter of just strength. I think there's a lot more to it that we're probably not seeing. I have my own personal theories on it. I'll probably do a video on it later on. But, all in all, there's probably a reason that isn't specifically tied to power here. Kuroki serves a far more, I'm gonna say, interesting role, you could say. There's something else going on, basically, all in all. That's all I'm really saying, right? But, man, seeing posts like this, right after he took I think this is his first L in the series? No, I think, oh man, even if it isn't, it's one of his biggest L's, right? It is what it is, the connector. Yo, Shen Wulong posted this like, oh no. He's going there to who's this, Gilbert Wu, to the last Nico, to the leader of the worms. I forgot his name. And he's like, okay boys, why do we need this Ryuki kid again? Ryuki? Isn't his name? Nah, he took an L. It's Ryuki now. Oh boy, that was fun. That's the last one. But man, the Kengan Reddit, the state of the Kengan Reddit, yeah, it's fun. It was good. Tell me your thoughts. Do you agree with any of the stuff it said? There was a lot of topics here, but yeah, like, sub. I'll cover a lot more Kengan content. I'll probably cover Tenkaichi too. I'm also planning on covering verses, and oh boy, I'm putting a lot of work on my hands. Anyways, sub. We're gonna get a lot more content, and yeah, I'm done.